In a world filled with technology, can you imagine having nothing, nothing at all, and then having it all thrown into your face? How would that make you feel? I'd like to introduce you to Daryl Billy Bob Jr., a high school graduate in a rural town deep in Minnesota with a population of 150. Daryl was a sheltered, homeschooled boy who never got out very much and was never introduced to technology because his little rural town was stuck in the Stone Ages. He will be attending the University of Phoenix for the fall of 2012 semester, 7 hours away from his home. Even though his major was undeclared, he had so much pride in his young soul, nothing could stop him, nothing could keep him from going and making a name for not only himself, but for his family. Little did the poor boy know, there was one major problem to come into his future. Daryl has never owned a cell phone, laptop, or even seen a television. Of course, Daryl's heard of all these things, but he has never seen them or had a chance to use them. Leaving the comfort of his little town, Daryl Billy Bob Jr. was going to experience technology for the first time, and hopefully he will make it through the college before it becomes overwhelming and causes him to run back to the comfort of Minnesota. Most students' first year of college tends to be overwhelming, stressful, and a lot to handle. Daryl was just beginning to figure out that because he was so used to being homeschooled, and he was having trouble meeting people due to the fact that he was socially awkward. His first day moving into the dorms, Daryl discovered that he did not know very much about the technologies that everyone was carrying around. He felt as if he was in a tornado being thrown through the sky, lost and confused, so much being crammed in his head at one time. His roommate, Garrett, thought that he was crazy and weird because when Daryl first caught sight of the television, his eyes grew wide and he poked at it with his finger, and questioned Garrett about the use of the black rectangular device. A professor from one of Daryl's classes required him to use the computer and do some research. Of course, he did not have a laptop, so he brought his roommates. Once his roommate showed him how to do the basics with the laptop, Daryl dove right in. Daryl was gathering all the information he needed for his research, and then noticed something he shouldn't have clicked. Daryl started browsing websites that everyone knows will be filled with viruses and consuming information that destroyed his innocence, one could say. Daryl learned from the internet about sex, drugs, and how to apply for a credit card in order to shop online. After a few weeks of borrowing his roommate's laptop and using other technologies, Daryl went from an innocent young man from rural Minnesota to a rebel discovering how to be bad for the first time. After researching where to find the explicit items he discovered on the internet, Daryl was desperately searching to find them, and he finally found where he could locate them. The use of technology slowly grew on Daryl, and he began to change due to the influence and power the internet had over him. When Daryl first came to school, he was an innocent country boy with the intentions to better his family, and then he came home that summer a changed man. Daryl was despicable to his family, he became erratic with his behaviors, his credit was terrible, and his use of illegal substances grew from marijuana to more addictive drugs. Daryl came from a rural town in Minnesota, went down a dark path, and was able to come back with a bang and help others through the use of technology.